I remember the first time I saw her, standing at the edge of a cliff as the sun dipped behind the Rockies, painting the sky in hues of pink and gold. My name is Liam, and I'd come to this vast expanse of wilderness to escape the confines of city life and the echoing memories of a failed relationship. Little did I know that the mountains held more than just solace for me. My heart had been heavy for months, burdened with the weight of disappointment and loss. The Rockies, with their snow-capped peaks and endless forests, seemed like the perfect place to clear my mind. I rented a small cabin, tucked away from the world, hoping that the isolation would bring me peace. But as fate would have it, my sanctuary was not as isolated as I thought. Her name was Emma. She had a way about her, an unspoken grace, as though she belonged to the mountains themselves. She was an artist, capturing the landscape's raw beauty on canvas, her eyes always reflecting the same tranquil blue as the distant lakes. Our paths crossed often. We exchanged pleasantries, but it was clear she had her own world, a world that was not meant to intersect with mine. Yet one crisp autumn afternoon, I found myself inexplicably drawn to her presence. I decided to speak to her, my curiosity overcoming my usual reserve. "Do you mind if I sit?" I asked, gesturing to a nearby rock. She looked up from her easel, her eyes sparkling with surprise. "Course not. I'm Emma." "Liam," I replied, taking a seat. We spent hours talking, the conversation flowing as naturally as the river that rushed below us. Felt like I had known her forever, and for the first time in months, I laughed without restraint. As the days turned into weeks, our meetings became more frequent. Emma's laughter was a melody that eased the pain in my heart, and her presence brought a warmth that I had long forgotten. Our bond grew stronger with each passing day. Emma showed me the hidden gems of the Rockies, secret waterfalls, serene lakes, and trails only locals knew. We shared picnics under the stars, where she'd read poetry to me, and I'd play the guitar, our voices harmonizing in the cool mountain air. But our newfound happiness was not without its trials. I discovered that Emma was grappling with her own shadows. Her father had passed away the previous year, and she had taken to the mountains to find solace and perhaps a sense of closure. Her art was both her escape and her expression of grief. One evening, as we watched the stars emerge over the darkening sky, Emma broke down, her tears mingling with the first snowfall of the season. She spoke of her fears, her regrets, and her doubts about ever finding peace. "I feel like I'm drifting," she said, her voice trembling, "like I'm never really where I'm supposed to be." I held her close, my heart aching for her pain. "You're not drifting," I whispered. "You're exactly where you need to be, and I'm grateful that I'm here with you." Despite our growing love, uncertainty loomed over us. Emma's plans to move back to the city after the winter had been a frequent topic of discussion. I had planned to return to my city life as well, but the thought of leaving Emma behind was unbearable. As winter melted into spring, our love blossomed amidst the mountain meadows. The Rockies, once a backdrop to our pain, became the canvas for our dreams. I had planned a surprise proposal beneath the blooming aspen tree. I spent weeks meticulously planning, choosing the perfect spot, where the sun would create a magical halo of light around us. On the day I intended to ask her to marry me, she had her own surprise. She had gathered her closest friends and family in the Rockies, a hidden celebration to mark the beginning of her new chapter in the city. The sight of the familiar faces, the warmth of their smiles, and the unexpected gesture left me both elated and overwhelmed. "I've decided to move back to the city," she said, eyes reflecting a mix of excitement and sadness. "I want to start a new chapter, and I want you to be a part of it." I was taken aback, my carefully planned proposal feeling suddenly inconsequential. But I was going to. Before I could finish, she interrupted with a smile. "I know, and I was hoping you'd still want to share that chapter with me." With a mix of relief and joy, I dropped to one knee, the aspen trees witnessing my heartfelt proposal. "Emma, will you marry me and be part of every chapter of my life?" Tears of happiness streamed down her face as she nodded. "Yes, Liam, yes." Our engagement was a celebration of both our love and the new beginnings we faced. We spent our final days in the Rockies, savoring every moment, each sunrise and sunset, each hike and quiet evening by the fire. The mountains, with their rugged beauty, had become more than a backdrop. They were a symbol of our journey, our growth, and our love. As we prepared to leave, Emma looked out over the vast expanse of the Rockies one last time. "I'll miss this place," she said softly, her hand in mine. "We'll come back," I promised. "Together. We'll always have a piece of the Rockies with us, wherever we go." And so, we left behind the solitude of the cabin, but carried with us the whispers of the Rockies and the promise of a shared future. Our journey had just begun, and as we ventured into the new chapters of our lives, we knew that the love we had found in the mountains would guide us through whatever lay ahead.